So let me ask you now about your reaction to that very serious diagnosis you had, because you were told some very black and white statements about your condition. Sometimes when people go for their diagnosis, even if they have an advanced condition, the consultant's very reluctant to tell them, the full story.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
But you seem to receive that. I know it was much delayed, but when you eventually found out, you were told it is quite advanced, that you are in a terminal condition.
Yes.
Meaning your life is very much limited. And you said earlier that there was only palliative treatment available.
Yes.
Which means that there was no chance of a cure. Only the symptoms could be managed, if you like.
Yes.
How did that sit with you? Because people will be wondering, when you're on the receiving end of that, all that information, isn't it tempting to think, well, is there any point carrying on now?
The interesting thing there is that I lived in London at the time, and I now live in Whitwick, and my care was taken over by the Leicester Royal. When I went through roughly the story that I've just told, exactly what you have just said, and perhaps something to be taken up, whereas the oncology unit in Guy's Hospital came bluntly straight out with it, which may be their feeling, Leicester Royal Oncology Unit say, we will always ask, do you want to know? We will simply not tell somebody straight away how serious they are unless they want to. That's just a difference in difference in hospital views. Surprisingly enough, when I was told, again, I really wasn't overly concerned in a sense, because by that time I felt that something was seriously wrong anyway. And I'd felt that for some time. So I'd already had, give or take, somewhere between 12 months and 2 years to actually get accustomed to the fact that I possibly had stomach cancer.
You suspected a serious problem?
I suspected a very, very serious problem. Didn't know it was stomach cancer, but by the time I was actually told myself that I was really quite, don't get me wrong, I cried my eyes out in the consultant room, don't get me wrong. I was very emotional and quite distressed about it, but I wasn't as bad as I thought, because by that time I'd actually got used to it. The only real concern that bothered me is how could there be such a great difference between being told in August 2011 that it's curable and operable, and less than 3 weeks later I'm told it's terminal. There has to be, I'm not in that field, but there has to be something wrong there. Even I don't think cancer becomes that serious in a 3-week period.
No.
Even I don't believe that. It may do.
Obviously it's possible for the cancer to advance and then to have further results of tests, but it's more likely that their opinion of the treatability changed in that period. At one time they thought they were going to do a certain procedure, maybe surgery, and then very soon after, maybe after a meeting, they decided not to.
I have no idea. I really don't. But as I say, I wasn't actually. I was distressed. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't overly distressed to the point of life changing, for the want of a better phrase.
You wanted an answer, and you got an answer. It wasn't a pleasant one, but you didn't.
I was quite happy with the way I was told. I'm quite a blunt man myself, and a spade is a spade to me, and I was quite happy. It was just I'd mentioned the difference between what Leicester Royal would have done as to what Guy's actually did. I think that's more for your benefit, Dr. Mitchell, and for anybody else watching this video.
So let's come on now to what happened next in terms of the kind of treatment plan.
Well, after obviously I'd been told that I'd obviously cancer, the way it was put to me is I had 6 months to live. If I had chemotherapy, that could be extended to around the 12-month period, but I was told quite bluntly that in no way would I live beyond my 67th birthday. Now you can understand why the 68 bit a little bit earlier was important. I was told quite bluntly that I would not live beyond my 67th birthday. Actually, that in a very strange way was a great help, and I'll come back to in a moment.